Welcome everybody. Welcome to another Play to Practice. And today we have Rob with us today. How's it going?
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about your history in the...
I started off at Silicon Knights maybe 15 years ago as a polydemo asset support for Metal Gear Solid. One of my first projects I got to be part of. Years later, it was Rockstar Games. Spent 10 years there, and now it's Resistor Interactive, my own company.
Wow, very cool. Very cool. What made you say, I want to get into this field?
It goes way back to when I was a teenager, and I was a little bit of a hood rat, and I spent a lot of time in arcades. And years later, I became a music video director. And there was a certain time in my career, I was like, what is the next move? And I remembered that was my passion as a kid. And, I was like, I still had the same passion, so decided to pursue that. And here we are.
Yeah.
It was a good choice.
Yeah. Definitely. So that's actually really interesting. Doing music videos, and now you had a big history in this giant career when it comes to cutscenes. I guess cutscenes kind of have that same...
Spent years doing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As you're developing your visual style, what's influencing you?
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, all different kinds of media. We're sponges and we absorb that stuff. Movies, books, anime. It doesn't matter. All different influences. Right?
When you're doing the editing process, when you're doing the composition process, is there a certain tool, or do you have a ritual that gets you into the mode for creating?
Well, for tools, we make our own. So you generate your own tools that you'll edit with, do special effects with, add audio, animation, all those things, right? You make your own tool for that, right? Nowadays, we also have Unity and Unreal. So any new developers can jump right in. They have the proprietary tools available for you. We talked a little bit earlier about that animatic.
The Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. And for that game, you actually could do your own editing. So you play the game, record it, and then you could edit it back and make your own movies out of it. What we actually did at work was set up a LAN party basically and had everybody playing a character. And so you could do basically like an actual movie set, right? With vehicles, helicopters, whatever you wanted to spawn in there. So it was a lot of fun.
A little bit of improv while you're...
Oh, yeah. And, it was direction as well. So you get the full package. You learn a little bit about how to make cinematics in games. And it's a fantastic tool if you're just starting out to just kind of give it a shot and see how you do.
Very cool. When it comes to your process, when it comes to storyboarding, composition, is there any tricks that you have to get yourself ready?
No, I mean, just again, it's film knowledge, right? It's just the basics of setting up the shots. A lot of pre-planning is involved, and we do things like animatics, where you actually set up it's like a storyboard, but it's moving. I'm sure you've seen that on Pixar. Maybe they put something out of those. Yeah. And so we do something similar to that. The movie's
almost played first.
It's almost done before you actually go and shoot it. Yeah. And then we make a shot list, and we go on a motion capture stage and actually shoot the actors. Speaking
about motion capture, you happen to have a few little cameos in some of the games.
Sure.
You want to talk about a little bit about that?
I don't know how much I can say, but I'm a puddle in Metal Gear.
You're a puddle?
I'm a ghost puddle, yeah, sure. If that counts. I've been scanned for other games, so my face should show up somewhere in there. Yeah.
Very cool. One of the things I wanted to bring up, this is kind of like a more timely thing. Richard Williams' passing was just recent. Yeah. He has a lot to do with compositing a scene, getting great action. Did he have any influence in your career?
Me? Sure. Well, yeah. The Animator Survival Kit. Fantastic book. I think the real influence that guys like him gave me is that they like to pass it on. They don't just have the skills, use them for their career, and disappear. They actually do share and help the next generation to develop. So, that's the legacy he has for me. Is, he taught me how to animate. So, I'm trying to do the same thing now and pass it forward.
And you're doing that now because you're an instructor. You want to talk a little bit about that,
right, yeah.
Influencing the next generation.
Yeah, that's right. We make capstone games at Toronto Film School. I do that part-time, and it's fantastic working with the next generation. A lot of eager people trying to make games there, and I get to pass on all the knowledge that I have, and over 3 months at a time with the teams. It's constantly new and fresh for me, and they teach me a lot as well. So I'm learning while I'm actually teaching them, because they're always bringing in new techniques. And what about this? And I don't know, so now I got to go figure it out. And so it makes me better as well.
I'll answer you in 5 minutes. You're like, oh my goodness, what is it? Yeah,
exactly.
Actually, that's interesting. we're talking about things that are influencing us, or things that are showing up. The industry or the world in general, sometimes there'll be a new fad or a new visual style. Is there anything recently that showed up that you happen to say, it's not my cup of tea, or something that just caught on to you? And
I don't know, it's going to be difficult to to actually say this, but multiplayer is something that I don't particularly like. I know it's huge. People love it. The industry is growing at a dramatic rate. I like a story. And so that's what got me into games, was, like being able to experience a story while you're playing, right? And I find that a lot of games now either don't ship with that, or they're mostly about the multiplayer component. The game styles are always the same now, so it's a lot of shooters, and so that kind of bores me. And I'm looking for something new myself, right? Yeah.
One of the nice things about, I think, the emerging indie market, we do have a lot of narrative-driven games.
Yeah, and that's where all the fun's really happening right now, right? Yeah. I think the big studios have a problem because they actually can't adapt as quickly, and you have to make a massive hit in order to keep it going. So it's a lot more difficult than indies who can take shots and strange things. And,
big swings.
Yeah, exactly. And push the industry forward.
Yes, 100%. Within the process, there's a lot of revision, a lot of fixing stuff up.
Yeah.
How do you deal with feedback or criticism when you put out a trailer, or even your day-to-day working with other individuals?
Well, a lot of people say don't look at the comments, right? Because they're damaging to you. Yeah. But actually, I don't mind them at all. I love it. I love the worst comments. I dig for them, right? I try to make my work proof against that stuff. So if I hear a negative comment about it, well, what can I do next time so that I don't hear that same thing? It doesn't matter if it's legit or not. I just, that's how I think about it. So I appreciate it. I dig for feedback from all different walks of life as well. So, like from asking my own mother to, people on the street, doesn't matter who it is, right? Everyone's got an opinion, and I like the fact that they're coming from completely different places. Yeah.
Have you ever had any happy accidents while in production?
Yeah, many. Some of the best experiences have been working collaboratively with other people, and sometimes they bring something to a project that you wouldn't have expected. One thing, I remember on Max Payne, for instance, we were working on the bullet cameras. You can shoot somebody and then it's kind of a cinematic moment. And we allowed you to shoot unlimited bullets just as a test. And there was like maybe 30 developers standing around a console, a workstation as we started doing it. And there was this massive hose of bullets that came out, and everyone was just like, they're loving it. It was amazing. And it was like, one of those moments where we didn't know what it was going to be like, but it was a lot of fun. And we just continued that throughout production. It became part of the actual mechanic, right? Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. We're going to play the video.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. This video was, an internal competition. So I would make videos and develop the tool, actually adding new camera systems and other visual stuff to the thing to make sure that it would work. And that was my job for a couple of years. It was the most fun I've had in my life, was working on that particular mechanic. And this was a couple guys on the team just working with me, playing the other character roles and whatnot. So you're doing a little bit of directing. And it was just a lot of fun trying to put stuff together from what exists in the open world,
Very cool.
been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So that was all in-game footage. There was nothing that was specifically made for the shot there. What else can I say about it? It was a lot of fun making it. And the whole point of that was just to try to top myself. Each time we would make an action sequence and then do something better and then continue with that process, right? So that's where
How
we
many
ended up.
times did it take you to get some of those like physics
The helicopter
jumps? Yeah.
was a lot because we had to get guys to jump over it and some guys not to do that. The helicopter had to hover at a certain level in order that I wouldn't hit it. I landed that jump. I actually landed that jump off the 360 backflip on the motorcycle. Play a lot of GTA myself, so yeah,
Very
it was
cool.
again a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Replay Editor was a tool that we made that you could actually capture in-game footage, record it, and edit it in the game. Right? It's in both GTA 4 and 5. You can do pretty much anything you could do with an actual camera crew, right? But now it's virtual. And again, you can see and record things that are happening in the game. You could record missions that are actually playing, and you could actually play act or whatever it is. Make machinima
Yeah.
is really what it is, right? And it's a lot of fun when you're actually using it. And again, it's excuse me, it can be collaborative as well. So it's great when you're working with a little group of people to make something happen like that. We actually hired somebody who used the tool, so I knew at a certain point that was going to be the case because we're giving the world a tool that anybody can learn. I remember when I was coming up doing music videos and whatnot, it was very expensive to shoot film, and there was no virtual tools to get any experience doing it. So you either paid with your own money or got some crazy opportunity, right? But it was very difficult to do it. Whereas now anybody can pick that up and take a shot at it.
Having fun
See if
and
it
at the
has some
same
skill.
time,
Yeah, and learning.
Thanks for coming out today to play to practice.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is Rob. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay.